Which guitar retains its value better than any other guitar on earth? A question I have never asked myself, nor really thought about. But I saw this article this morning, and it's this guitar retains its value better than any other on earth. Would this sway your decision to buy? Well, for me, no, it wouldn't. I buy guitars to play them. I have enough guitars that I might be considered a collector. Maybe. What's the number? What's the number of guitars that qualifies you as a collector? I'd love to know. Anyway, I'm sure you're all wondering what the magic guitar is that retains its value better than any other guitar on earth. I mean, it's no secret that guitars depreciate in value over time. I mean, some hold the value better than others, but which guitar retains its value better than any of its rivals? Well, according to fresh research from Wood & Fire Studio, the Fender Player Telecaster tops the rankings. It took the 10 best-selling electric guitars worldwide according to Reverb.com and ranked them in order of depreciation. It was the Player Telecaster which topped the rankings with an average depreciation of 31%. It's followed in second place by another Fender model, the Stratocaster Player Series, which only has 1% more depreciation. Despite being among the cheapest Fender guitars, it's clear that they hold their value very well. I don't know about you guys, let me know in the comments, but I can honestly say that I've never considered the retail value of a guitar before I bought the guitar. I mean, I buy a guitar because I want it. I want it. I want that guitar and I want to play it. Now, I like Strats. I like Super Strats. I just like the way they play. I like a thin neck. I'm not a shredder. Mainly because I'm no good at it. I suck at shredding. But I also have a Hagstrom Super Swede. And if you've never seen a Hagstrom Super Swede, they're an awesome guitar. And for my money, it's probably one of the most underrated guitars ever. It's awesome. It feels nice to play. And when I bought it, I did not buy it with the intention of selling it on. So, personally, I've never got into a guitar purchase thinking, oh, I wonder how much I'll get for this bad boy if I decided to sell it. It just seems dumb to me. I mean, if you're going to sell it, then why buy it? I mean, if you're a guitar store or a dealer, then yeah, I get it. Look, I'm not a Gibson guy. I've tried SGs. I've tried Les Pauls. I'm just not a fan. They feel too chunky. If chunky's the right word. Yes, chunky. But I wouldn't buy a Gibson because I know I would never use it. I mean, they're pretty. Suppose if I had millions of pounds lying around, I'd probably buy some Gibsons, but I wouldn't be thinking about reselling them. But I suppose with so much being online now, you know, you do. Most people do their guitar shopping online, and there's so few decent guitar shops around now. You know, people are buying guitars without actually trying them out first, then deciding they don't like them, and then selling them, and then losing money. I don't know. Do you know what? I actually rarely buy new guitars. Pretty much all but two of my guitars are second or third or fourth hand. I've got a brand new Tele 2 hybrid that I won in a competition, so I didn't buy that one. And I've got a 7-string Harley Benton. Now, I bought the Harley Benton because I needed a 7-string for a project that I was working on, and I didn't want to spend a fortune on a guitar that I would only use now and then. So I got a Harley Benton. And for anybody that knows Harley, they're okay. They're an okay guitar. And I got a pretty cool guitar, to be fair. It's not amazing, but I would consider now spending more money on a 7-string if I was ever in the market for one, or one came up for a good price. But I think if I was going to get another 7-string, I'd probably get a Jackson or an Ibanez. And I wouldn't sell it, so it doesn't matter how much it would cost or resell for. That's how I think about guitars these days. Do I like the guitar? No, I'm not buying it. Or do I like this guitar? Yes, cool. Do I think it's worth the money that the person selling it is asking for? Yes, then I will buy it. Now, you see this tons and tons on Facebook groups and the like, and some dude will post a picture of a guitar and it'll say some crap like, saw this guitar and the guy selling it wants $300. Do you think it's worth it? Why the hell are you asking strangers, man? Do you think it's worth it? I just don't get this. Do you like the guitar? Are you happy to pay $300 for it? If so, then buy it. If not, don't buy it. Don't go asking people on Facebook. Why would you care what Greg in Sheffield thinks? And why would you give a rat's ass what Jeremy in Brighton thinks? God, I hate Facebook. Attention seekers. If you want to know what a guitar is worth, if it means that much to you, then go to Reverb or go on eBay and see what the same guitar has sold for in the past. Yeah, there might be the same one listed for 700 quid, but the last 5 that sold only went for between 250 and 300. Come on, it's not hard, people. Personally, I think the only people who should be bothered about the resale of the value of a guitar are investors or dealers. If you're thinking about selling your guitar before you even get it, there's a good chance you're not going to enjoy that guitar anyway. Now, I understand that people are on budgets sometimes, and sometimes we have money, sometimes we don't. When I do have money, I buy guitars with it. I don't drink or anything, and since I've been sober and since I've stopped smoking, I have had a lot more guitar money, so I've bought more guitars. You'd actually be surprised at how much money you save by not doing these things. I'm not preaching, by the way, you do you. I'm just not allowed to drink anymore. I lost my drink privileges. I was way too good at it. But if I don't have the money, then I don't buy the guitars. That's the way the world works. And if anything happens that means that I need to sell a guitar, then I sell one or two. One of my dogs busted his leg up pretty bad last year. Long story short, I ended up with an astronomical vet's bill and I had to sell some guitars. I didn't even think about it, I just sold them. Happily, I made a profit on every single one, so, I suppose there's something to be, said for buying second hand. I mean, not massive profit, but they were all second hand and I sold them for more than I paid for them. And none of them were Telecasters. So what else holds its value? Let's have a look. Next, there are 3 Gibson Axes to round off the top 5, and they're the Les Paul 60s and 50s guitars and the Gibson SG, known for being Angus Young's guitar of choice. In general, Gibson guitars are more expensive than Fender guitars, so there's a greater loss of value in absolute terms too. Also in the top 10 are 2 electric guitars from PRS, the Silver Sky SE and the John Mayer Silver Sky, which have depreciation of 37 and 38% respectively. Then there's the Fender American Professional 2 Series. The Telecaster loses an average of 38% of its value, with the Stratocaster losing 39%. Generally, Telecasters hold the value better than Stratocasters, likely because Stratocasters are easier to come by on the second-hand market. The list is rounded off by the ESP LTD Deluxe EC100. Its value drops by 40%. However, this might be because Reverb's data largely comes from the US, where domestic brands have a better reputation than international ones, and ESP guitars are Japanese. Duh. I think the moral of this story is that if you're buying a guitar and there's a likelihood that you'll sell it on, then buy a second-hand model, or don't buy it, and buy a guitar that you won't sell ever, unless your sausage dog decides to kamikaze off the back of the sofa with no regard to his or anyone else's safety. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you always buy new guitars? Is second-hand a better option? Jump in the comments. Do that thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace out.